Imagine you are trying to log into someone's computer. You might open a new incognito window in order to prevent the password from being saved in the browser. But what if someone has installed a keylogger in his computer? Even if you write the password using virtual keyboard, he might have some screen recording software too. So how to prevent this? The best way to prevent this is to provide the users a method called passwordless authentication. It simply means that user can log in without entering their password. In fact, there is no password for user. Whenever user tries to log in, he just needs to enter his email. We will send him an email with a verification code. He can enter that code and log in. That code will be auto-generated each time, so it won't work the next time the user tries to log in with same code. Now let me show you how to do it. First, I am connecting with MySQL database. I am using PDO to prevent SQL injection. Then I am going to create a users table. It will have an auto increment ID that will be the primary key of this table. Email of user and his verification code. Then I am going to prepare the query and execute it. So the table has been created. Now I am going to comment this code and create a form for user to enter his email address. Set method as post and action to verify. Input field for email. And a submit button. Then in PHP, add a condition that checks if the form is submitted. If yes, then get the email address and check if that email already exists in users table. Prepare the query and execute. Pass the email parameter and its value. If the email does not exist, then we are going to insert it in database. Now I am going to generate a random code that will be sent in the email. So first I am going to write all the possible words that I want in random code. Then I am going to initialize the code variable. After that I am going to loop to 6 because I want to generate a 6-character random code. Generate a random number using PHP built-in rand function. Set the length between 0 and the length of string. And I will get the index at that random number. And I am going to append that in code variable. Now the code variable will be random 6 characters code. Once code is saved in database, I am going to redirect the user to verify page. I will send email in a moment. And if user already exists, then I am going to update his code. So move the code block outside this if statement because it will be used in both cases. Update the code using user's email address. So the code has been saved in database. Now I need to create this file. Get the email from URL. Create a form. Create a hidden input field for email. And an input field for user to enter his verification code. And a submit button. Once this form is submitted, I am going to get the email and code from form input fields. Check if email and code matches in users table. If not, then show an error. If correct, then you can write your own logic for authentication. Start a session or generate a Json Web Token, whatever you prefer. I have created an open source project that demonstrates login with session and with Json Web Tokens. I will mention its link in the description of this video. Now we need to send this verification code on an email. For sending email, we will be using PHP mailer. So go to Google and search for PHP mailer. Go to this link and download code. After download, extract the file and paste the folder in your project. Rename it to just PHP mailer. Now copy this code and paste it at the top of file from where you want to send an email. Set the path properly. Then copy this code to send the email. We will create a function. It will accept the recipient email, subject and body of email as arguments, and paste the code inside it. Here you need to enter your SMTP details. I already created a video on how to set up your SMTP server. I will mention its link in the description of this video. Keep only one add address method call, remove the one with two parameters, and remove the reply to CC and BCC fields too. In add address, set the email of the recipient. Also remove the attachments. Set the subject and body. Comment out these echo statements, we don't need them. Now we just need to call this function. Set the body of the email. Send email when user is inserted. And also when it is updated. One more thing you need to do is to set the SMTP debug value to 0. This is used for debugging only. So the email has been received. Same code is saved in database as well. You can just copy this, paste here and log in. So it works fine. The last thing we need to do is to set the value of code field in users table as well. So the same code won't be used to log in again. So in verify.php, when the code is verified, run a query to update the users table. Set code as null, where user ID matches with the user whose code is just verified. Now I will try to log in again. It will send an email. The code is saved in database. Once I logged in, it will be set as null. So if I try to use the same code again, it will give an error. Even if I provide empty string as password, it will not be logged in. And if I try to call an AJAX and send code value as null, it will still give invalid code error. So that's how you can add passwordless authentication feature in your application using PHP and MySQL. I will mention the source code in the description of this video. You can check and let me know if you face any issue in this. Thank you.